Alrighty, thanks for joining us again for another webinar. Today we're going to be talking about how to optimize for maximum conversion, and that ultimately means we will be focusing on the website. So let's jump right in. So first off, I kind of wanted to give a bird's eye view of how I see digital marketing and how the website fits into digital marketing. So we kick off any digital marketing with a strategy piece. And the strategy is really, it entails basically getting the fundamentals of your clinic right. So what does that mean? It means picking a specific target market. So, obviously, of course, physio and osteo, and they can serve the wider community. It doesn't matter what age or demographic, but what sort of separates those clinics that really do well online is those that can articulate exactly who which patients they see, and also like the different types of services within a modality. So what I mean by that is, say, physiotherapy is obviously very generic, but those that kind of do pelvic floor for women, focus on oncology as an example, and can kind of get their whole sort of strategy dialed in to that condition, and then be able to then pick their target market off the back of that. Once we kind of get that right, we understand who the target market is and the tone of voice we'll be using throughout not just the website, but all your communications that go out. And that's where the creative comes in. And that's, we think of creative and it's, logos and color schemes, etc. But it's really more than that. It entails the copy of your website, the tone of voice, as I just said, but also, who, like understanding specifically who we're talking to. And ultimately, we're really wanting to have a general conversation with, that potential patient. So I like to say, imagine you're in the room with your patient, how would you talk to them? And that's really what comes from the strategy, and then drives the creative. And then once we get that understanding, it's really, okay, we now know what photos we need on the website, and any kind of media like video. And that all obviously feeds into this website. And what we've got along here is the different types of channels that's driving traffic to the website. So social media, SEO, local SEO, your sort of GMB traffic, online advertising, which could be anywhere from Google Ads to Facebook marketing. And a big piece is this kind of patient interaction. So yes, we can drive potential patients to the website, but you've got a database already, that you've built up over many years, and how can we get them back to the website or get them rebooking in? And we do that with engagement, retention, reactivation, through emails and SMSs. So what is conversions and why is it so important? So website conversions happens when your user completes a desired action on your website, like, for example, booking an appointment, filling in a contact form, or hitting a live chat. This is what we call conversions. And the aim of the game with the website is, we can get a website live, but we don't want to sit there dormant. We really want to focus on what we call conversion rate optimization, which is optimizing your website to make sure we get the right amount of people clicking the book now buttons, or taking that action that we want them to. So we do this by looking at the numbers. So this is a dashboard, custom dashboard we use for our clients. And this is a client example I've got here. And the big number we're focused on is this goal conversion rate. So we know that 27% of people coming to our site are taking action. So action in this case means someone clicking the book now button. So coming here and clicking that book now. An action is also someone that's making an appointment as well. And then we can also add value through Google Analytics through the goal to a new booking. And then we can get an ROI as well on our marketing efforts. So in this case, we've got a really good conversion rate of 27%, and with a return of $11,000 for this period. And there are other things we can do as well that can have direct impact on the statistics. So, we may have here, we look at the average session duration. So 2 minutes is pretty good number here. We might want to get that up, and we might want people staying on the website for longer. And video is a good way to increase that. If we had on a homepage and service page and blog pages videos, and we got that up this month, and then we can come back, look at the statistics, and see that the average session duration. So that's all kind of part of the conversion rate optimization. So growing your practice with a focus on conversions is obviously really important. And this gets done through speaking to your target avatar. So what are their frustrations? What are their fears? And ultimately, why should they choose you? So we'll get into that in the next couple of slides. I always say, just be real and be authentic. With SEO, I think a lot of SEOers and there's been too much emphasis on kind of, go after this keyword and go after that because there's a lot of traffic. At the end of the day, if you're real, if you've got authentic and consistent content and images, a really good example is having the team on the homepage and having consistency with those images. If you've got a uniform, make sure they're all wearing the same uniform, and making sure it's not just on the homepage, but it's throughout the website, and also, your social media as well, which is super important these days. I'm a big fan of using video and multimedia elements. I know that it can sometimes feel uncomfortable getting in front of the camera, but the more you do it, the easier it gets. But I like the idea of a welcome video. I like the idea of having videos for each of the services. And I saw a really clever video the other day where a practitioner had their camera in their top corner of the rooms, and they had a patient come into the rooms, and you could see the patient and the practitioner sitting down and obviously having a chat. Then they got up, did a couple of movements with the shoulder. The patient got on the bed, and they did. It was an osteopathy appointment, so they did some sort of massage therapy and cracked the back and whatever. But what they had was the practitioner was actually must have done it separately, but he had his video, and then he was felt like he was watching the video and just talking over the video and explaining, okay, now the patients come in and we do a full assessment and yada, yada, yada. And that's a really easy way to put together a video, and it was super effective. And then the other thing I like is just having a video explaining why someone should contact you, but also how to make a booking as well. So, just getting in front of the camera and just sort of, explaining a bit about customer service, or, we're more than just a crack and go type of chiropractor. We really want to learn more about your lifestyle, etc. And then you might say, in the top right corner of our website, we've got a big blue book now button. Click that and make a booking. If you don't have an appointment time available, call our rooms. One thing we sort of forget, and I see it a lot, is just getting the basics done. So the basics are, phone number that's clear, the book now button in the right-hand corner. We all like every website has that. And I think we're kind of trained now to look in certain places on the site for those buttons. And just copy that same flow. You don't have to do things differently. I like to ensure that there's a web form that customers can fill out. I know it's not often that they do fill out. I think they generally prefer to call the clinic, and if they're familiar with the clinic, then they make a booking. But I do see a lot of kind of referrals coming through web forms, so doctors referring for, post-surgery rehabilitation. And one thing as well that I noticed some sites do really well and some sites just don't have anything there is just credibility with authority logos and symbols. So, if you're APRA registered, get the APRA logo and a link to their website, any sort of physio, chiro, osteo associations, but also you might have some community that you're involved in, whether it's like your local cricket or footy club, netball club, or whether, you know, it's something, you know, some schools around your area. Just get their logos up there, and just, you know, I always like to link out. And if you are linking out, just make sure it opens up in a new tab so they don't lose your page that they're on. Just further to this point as well, so yeah, ensuring clear call to action. So clear call to action is saying like, call us now on blah blah blah, or, you know, click book now, and make sure it's on every single page. And I also like to put it at the end of every paragraph as well. So it's like what to expect from an appointment, and then just like a nice clear big book now button or contact us. And, you know, make sure that your language that you're using speaks to your customer avatar that we're going to go run through in a second, and tell them exactly what to do. You know, click here to book now. You know, it takes 3 minutes to fill in this form, you know, yada, yada, yada. This goes without saying now, just making sure the website is mobile optimized. And again, just with easy click to call functionality. So, you know, I encourage you to open the website on your mobile now and see if you can click your number, and does that open up into the dial feature on your phone. I like to leverage live chat. It just gives people that sort of third or fourth option on your website to make contact. Probably won't get a lot of people coming through, but, you know, if you can get 1 or 2 new patients that otherwise might go to another site to do the live chat. And site speed matters in a big way, you know, like a lot of clients we get have super slow sites, and we often just speed them up and just instantly get way better results. So to test your website, you can go to Pingdom Web Test. You can just Google that. And if it is slow, an option is to go to this nitropack.io. If you got less than 5,000 visits per month, then it's free and works with WordPress. 5,000 plus visitors, I think it's $20 or $30 a month, but definitely worth it. These tests, online tests, come with like a lot of noise and a lot of you know, statistics and metrics that kind of will mean nothing to you. At the end of the day, you just want to look at the load time. So if it's, you know, under sort of, if we can get it between 2 or 3 seconds, that's really good. And anything below 2 seconds is amazing, but anything above 4 seconds, and, you know, you're very much losing new patients, especially potential patients, especially if they're, you know, coming from Google Ads. You know, they might open a couple of tabs, and, you know, if yours hasn't loaded within, you know, that 4 second, they could already be off to the next site. So how do we optimize for conversion? So number one, is your website set up to convert visitors to bookings or callers? So, you know, just take a look at your website now, but also keep in mind, you know, what's your goal? Like, do you want people to call, or do you want people to just go and book online? Or speaking to a physio that specializes in oncology, and she prefers people to call because, you know, she might not be the right fit for all kind of cancer patients. She just sort of likes to work with her little niche and speciality. So just being super clear on that in your mind, and then basically making sure that that's what is really clear on your site. You know, if you do want people to call, then is the phone number obvious throughout the website, you know, on every single page, not just the home page. On your mobile site, can you click your phone number, and does it take the user to the phone dialed screen? Super important as well. Are you using authentic images and videos? So, you know, do you have images of all the practitioners? Do you have photos? Like, do your photos, you know, do your clinic justice? Or is it like the photos look a bit darker than the actual clinic is? Can you kind of reshoot that? Can you get like a photographer in, maybe going to Airtasker or something like that, just to get some, like a batch of 30, 50 photos, getting the reception area, people sitting in the reception area. If you've got sort of Pilates, getting shots of that, and not just uploading those to the website, but also to your, Google My Business, and Facebook and Instagram is definitely worth the investment. And then, yeah, on the videos, it's just kind of enables you to convey that message that sometimes words really can't. When you're kind of talking in front of the camera, you can really, get a personality out of that. So definitely highly recommend. Do you have compelling call to actions after every block of text? So time and time again, I see this every single time. It's works. It gets those conversion numbers up. So I might even just show you a quick example of what I mean here. So if we go to the Australian Physio website, we've got the book now button here, book online, book online, book online, book online. And it seems like a lot, but trust me, if you get that in there, can make a massive difference to getting more patients through the door, and can often be just a huge result, and not having to even do extra kind of SEO work as well. So, those book now, bookings available today, book online, call us, contact us, all those kind of call to actions. Take note of them. Go look at your competitor sites. Look at even the big sites as well. Like if we're looking, I always like to look at, what banks are doing, what insurance companies are doing, what the Amazons of the world are doing, just because they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on website optimization. And you could just take one or two ideas and implement it and just see, 2 or 3 new patients a month just off the back of that. Mobile conversion is a big one as well, and I would encourage you to kind of treat this separately. And 60% of visitors to the website are mobile visits, and we definitely see that with the bookings as well. So we see more people are making bookings online through the mobile than they are on the desktop. Granted, a lot of those people might be return visitors, or return patients, but yeah, it's definitely something that's increasing over time. And again, I've sort of said this 100 times, but just a clear phone number and a clear call to actions across mobile. So just in the case of Australian Physio, so if we just have a look what we've done. We've just got down here the book online and the contact us button as well. Looks better on mobile. This is just a desktop example. So going back here. One thing as well that is not just a conversion thing, but a bit of an SEO thing as well, is just your clear business name, your full, business name as it is on sort of like your ABN or your company name, having an address and the open times, and either having that on the footer of every single page, but at least on the home page and the contact page, just make it sort of really clear where the clinic's located. There are times that I've kind of stumbled across, Physio Camberwell, and I've stumbled across the site and they're actually located in Malvern, which is, 2 suburbs down, but they've optimized it so much for Physio Camberwell that you have this expectation that they are in Camberwell. So, making sure that that's super clear. So what I wanted to jump into now was just helping you get a clear picture of your ideal patient. So understanding their pains, goals, fears, dreams and aspirations. And this is just a little exercise I like to kind of do just to kind of get an understanding of who our ideal target market is. And so you can just pull up a piece of paper, sort of do a quadrant and just start jotting down a bunch of notes. But in this instance, we've got our homeowner, 35-year-old, typical female, occasional male, married with a few kids. They're reliable, easily frustrated by customer support, likes to please people and expects the same. Their fears and implications. So, doesn't like the idea of coming for more than 3 sessions without results, paying too much for something they could have gotten elsewhere, have the same recurring issues, will have long-term damage and, can't play properly with the kids. Then the pains and frustrations, the chronic pain, have tried, chiro, have tried massage therapy before, none of it works type attitude. They need an appointment today. They struggle to carry, she struggles to carry, or he struggles to carry the baby, worried that the neck pain could cause long-term damage. And then their goals are, get their neck fixed, have the issues behind them, taking care of the family, and then, other life goals as well, like, live a nice lifestyle, nice home, drives a nice car, they're happy to spend, more time on their health. They want to get back into gym and yoga. So how can we kind of articulate that and give that confidence to this ideal patient that when they come and visit your site, that you're the person to go, or your clinic is the one to go and see. I say this a lot because I see a lot of sites that just get too technical, but write copy as if you're just having that conversation. It's if the patient's sort of sitting across from you and you just have to explain things really clear to them. I kind of have this kind of golden rule of no technical talk on the homepage or the about page. I believe it's fine to have the technical talk on the service, modality page or condition page, because I think there's an element of you have to kind of prove that you know your stuff, but definitely on the home page and the about page, it's sort of letting them know that the type of clinician or clinic that you are. I like to dive into your top 5 services. It could be the most profitable service, right? And what are the most requested treatment? Is it hips, oncology, pre or post surgery, and these need to be front and center of your homepage. It is one thing that you do physiotherapy or chiropractic, but within that there are certain conditions that you may like to treat, or even some are more profitable, or you want to attract those, get them in those little, we have those squares and those services that we offer. So just coming here. Yeah, so here actually just running through the content, we've got physiotherapy support that really makes a difference, musco, physio, hip and groin, pre and post-operative, injury rehabilitation, return to sport, and exercise therapy. But then majority of those categories live under physiotherapy, and then there's only really exercise therapy and podiatry that lives out of the physio. So that's kind of what I mean about getting those services sort of front and center. And then also just getting super clear as well in that strategy phase on why you and what like your practice is best known for, what makes you unique or different. So, it might just be that you kind of ask a friend, what's their perception of your clinic. One thing we sometimes like to do when we're really struggling for content is just going through your GMB reviews and just seeing the kind of language that people leave reviews and what words they're using, and can you kind of build that into your website as well. So one idea we got from that website I showed you before was, we go the extra, someone left a review, just said they go the extra mile, and we're like, yeah, that's amazing. Let's put that into the website. So, above and beyond treatment, what can a new patient expect? What message do you want to communicate? We go the extra mile. We listen to your life events. We're about quality care, customer service. This is the message that needs to be conveyed on the homepage and the About page. And with the About page as well, it's really important, I feel in this day and age where it's especially in physiotherapy, to hire new and good staff as well, is just having your values front and center on that About page can attract a new staff member as well. So it's one thing, we want to attract new patients, but we also want to attract good staff. So I feel that's really important too. And so the third thing I sort of want to touch on is, do any of your target audience have misconceptions about you or your industry? And if so, what are they? And can we answer that on the homepage or any of the pages? So we sat down with one client that sort of told us that physiotherapists only treat people that play sport, and they're like, obviously, absolutely not. So how can we what can we put on our website, and what can we change so we're sort of not as sport focused, as an example, and can we kind of just answer the question right then and there, and do we need images to support that statement as well? So I guess the next steps are really figuring out your ideal patient. Write it down. Just makes it's one thing just kind of having it in your head, but once you sort of start jotting down these notes, they seem to come out quite quickly. And just go to your homepage, reread it from the your new kind of ideal patient perspective, and see if it's answering the questions that coming back to your kind of getting that clear picture. Like, does my web homepage, do we give this kind of family oriented vibe? Do we kind of give this impression that they're only going to come for a few, we're not going to see them 10 times before they see results, type thing. And then I would say make sure that there's some clear call to actions. So your book now and phone number super clear. Test mobile, make sure it all works. And just set goals as well. Just coming back to your statistics here. If you're tracking goals already, find out what your conversion rate is. So it might be at 5%, and let's see, make some changes and see if that doubles for the next couple of months, and then understand, what is our goal, what is our intention. For that website, we're not tracking phone links, but if you want to but if you want to track that, then track that, and make sure that those changes definitely going up. And this can all be done through Google Tag Manager, and I'll show you how to do this in a second. I'm big on taking photos and just updating them. Not only, I've said throughout the website here, but not only that, but also GMB can definitely help. So Google My Business. And if you are doing that, just make sure you actually do it at the clinic itself. It definitely adds to the credibility versus getting someone in another state, as an example, or another country to upload them on your behalf. Google kind of pick up on this stuff. Record yourself on your phone and create videos and upload them to YouTube. Make sure they are hosted on YouTube, because YouTube is the second biggest search engine behind Google. And just optimize that, the title of your YouTube video. So it could be, physiotherapist in Malvern, and just choose that Malvern location. You can actually select a location that you're doing the video from, and just add some description, the more description in there, and links back to your website as well. And then of course, just adding that to the website. So if you are kind of doing this on a budget, I recommend heading over to fiverr.com. They're like, I've come across over the years some really talented people, and just you do need to kind of be careful. There are a lot of WordPress people sort of like all over the world, but mainly from like India and Philippines and stuff like that. But the key is just being super clear on what you want them to do, not giving them 100 tasks. Just start off with like maybe 5, 3 to 5 small tasks with WordPress, and then just make sure they do a good job. And then if they do a good job, you can just keep using them. But again, just being very specific. One really good way of being specific is actually recording videos. And I've mentioned this a lot, but there is an app called loom.com that I encourage you to sign up on, and you can just do a video recording. I've actually got it installed here. It just comes up, it's a little pop-up here, and you can just make a quick video to show them exactly what you want to get done. And then there are also video people on Fiverr as well. So they, you could send them a bunch of raw footage, some audio files as well that you can just, record on your phone through some apps. And they can just create like an intro and an outro kind of piece for it as well. Just adds another layer of style to it. And then the other thing you can find on Fiverr is Google Analytics people as well. So what we did to get that conversion rate was in analytics. We just set some what we call goals. So tell them that you want to set some goals on your website. You want to track how many people are clicking, the book now button, clicking the phone numbers, filling in forms, and if you have live chat as well, track all that. And then of course the other piece to it is tracking your booking. So if you're using Clinico or Noogle or whatever, make sure you do some research in how that needs to get implemented. They all have how-to guides on how to track conversions in Noogle, or how to track conversion in Clinico, and then just send that to the Google Analytics person, and they'll have to use an app called Google Tag Manager, but that's pretty straightforward, and they can kind of get that all set up for you. Of course, we offer this service, part of our sort of SEO and ongoing SEO service. And if you are really struggling, just shoot me an email. I encourage you to shoot me an email and let me know what you're going to be working on. Just pick 3 things that I've mentioned here that you can implement in the next 30 days. Shoot me an email and just say, hey, Michael, I've just want to implement this. What do you think? Or, I got the guy on Fiverr to do this, and this is how it looks. What do you think? And I'm more than happy to review that for you and give you any feedback. So thank you so much for sticking with me. This wasn't as long as the other one, so I think we did it within half an hour, which is good. And my email address is just down here. Feel free to give me a call. Look us up online as well. So thanks so much. See you next time.